from St. Louis Public Radio. This is St. Louis on the Air.
Nobody in our community is starving. They just don't have access to good, healthy food.
I'm Elaine Cha. You're in the middle of making supper when, you've forgotten a key ingredient. But it's no big deal. There's time to go grab one or get somebody who's not cooking but gonna eat, run out for that missing onion, right? Well, no, not if there's no access to fresh produce within reasonable distance or trouble. From 2010 to 2021, residents of the city of Pagedale had one grocery store, Save-A-Lot, on the corner of Page and Ferguson. When the Save-A-Lot chain was sold to a new owner a couple of years ago, that Save-A-Lot was closed down and left Pagedale, again, without a full-service supermarket. That will change on March 7th when locally owned Fields Foods will open in that space on Page and Ferguson. It's a most welcome and anticipated addition to the neighborhood. Here to talk about what that means for Pagedale families and community is Chris Krameyer, CEO of the nonprofit Beyond Housing. Chris, thanks for joining us today.
It's my pleasure, Elaine. Thanks for having me on.
So take us back to pre-Save-A-Lot opening. What was the situation then, and how long had that been, the set of circumstances around fresh food availability?
Well, when we first started this effort in the city of Pagedale and in the entirety of the Normandy Schools collaborative footprint in an area we call 24-1 with 24 small cities with one collective vision, quite frankly, most of us didn't know what a food desert was. And when someone described it to us, I'm like, oh, well, that's us. So when we started talking to folks in the community about things that were important to them under our Ask, Align, and Act model, one of the first things that came up is, boy, they'd love a grocery store because they hadn't had one there since the 1960s.
Wow.
So we said, okay, let's see what we can do to see if we can figure this out. So as an organization that is not just about grocery stores, but it's about comprehensive community development, we said, let's see what we can do. We had already worked with the city of Pagedale and created a TIF, a Tax Increment Financing Redevelopment Plan, where this particular grocery store geography was located. And then, quite frankly, we started having conversations with the grocery store providers in the region at that point in time. And we talked to all the names that everybody knows. At that point in time, Save-A-Lot was the one who expressed some interest. So, we were able to put together the financing, as always in this kind of work, complicated in lots of different layers, but put together the financing, and the store was opened. And it was really the beginning of the idea of not only the folks in Pagedale, but some of the surrounding communities that also needed access to the store, of really understanding of what they could wish for. Because I think at some level in community, when you go without for so long, it's kind of hard to know what's possible and what's feasible. So
Sure.
we were able to help them kind of think about, hey, you get to have the things that are important to you in your life, like getting that onion when you need it for your recipe.
Yes. So when Save-A-Lot did open, what did it, in that immediate period thereafter, what did it do to change or add to, as you said, not just to Pagedale immediately, but to the surrounding communities?
Right. Well, again, I think it's twofold. One, they're very pragmatic. They had good, healthy food at affordable prices and great customer service, right? So again, very pragmatic. But there's also some great symbolism about, our community gets to have a grocery store. And for you listeners who have never seen the grocery store, it's a 17,000 square foot all brick building. I would allege that it was the best looking Save-A-Lot in the St. Louis region. I might be a little biased, but I've seen most of them. But the intent there was again, very intentional. Right, to build an attractive building that folks in the community had access to. Again, not only the residents of Pagedale, but Wellston and Hanley Hills and Hillsdale and some of those other surrounding communities where this was close to. And it gave people a sense of pride that this is the grocery store in our community. We get to have these kinds of things when historically for the last several decades we hadn't.
Right. So then when it did close, the two closest supermarkets, I think I had seen that was the Schnucks in U City. And I often take Page to get here to work. And there's a Super Schnucks in Overland. Did those effectively become the closest supermarkets to those who are living sort of immediately?
So there's an interesting dynamic, Elaine. Those who have economic capacity are going to go to, I know a lot of folks in our broader community go to the Chinooks at Ladue Crossing. And other folks go to a lot of the corner bodegas and some of the other stores, right? Mm-hmm. So there's not a one-size-fits-all. Folks had to go other places. Now, what I will say is you know, because you've driven Page frequently, is not only was there a grocery store there, but across the parking lot, we built a senior building with a full-service bank. We've done a movie theater, a health facility, and now a food hall with a community kitchen. So, again, this idea of building a sense of place. So it wasn't just a grocery store on an island by itself, right? So we built over 100 new homes in the community. We've rehabbed over 250 homes in the city of Pagedale. We provide programming for children in the after-school space and the summer program. So, again, a comprehensive approach. So when the folks at Save-A-Lot with the new ownership said they were going to close the store, it was, quite frankly, pretty disappointing. Yeah. Because we had seen the store had done great from a sales standpoint, increased sales standpoint, until they were bought by this new firm, and things changed after that.
Mm-hmm. So clearly, a supermarket is not just a place to go buy things. It's an anchor in a very Absolutely. Interesting way. And I've seen that development along the way. I was disappointed to see that Save-A-Lot closed because I would stop there frequently on my way to and from work. But as you said, I'm someone who's doing that in my car, unlike so many other people who don't have that kind of access to transportation. That area that you were describing with the credit union, the movie theater, restaurants around there, I've seen new boutiques come up. How has that made people feel about the area they're living in, and how have you seen folks sort of move differently?
So a couple of things, and this is for the city of Pagedale. This is again where the genesis of the work is, even though it serves more communities than that. Over the last 10 years, the average sales price of homes in the city of Pagedale on a per square foot basis has gone up 338%. In that same 10-year window, crime has gone down 42%. Mm-hmm. So clearly there is a belief, both from a data standpoint and just from a sheer emotional standpoint, that things are getting better. Mm-hmm. Right? Our community has pride in grocery stores, movie theaters, food halls, health facilities. You can see the change, and people are recognizing the change. And for us, it's really about getting to scale. Again, having a great partner like Fields join us in the work is absolutely fantastic. We couldn't be more thrilled with a local partner who's made a commitment to be in this space when they could be in lots of other different places. So we're thrilled to have Fields there, but quite frankly, we need to do more above and beyond Fields as well. So there's more work to be done on that stretch of Page, whether it's we own a church right there on the eastern edge there that we're going to turn into an arts and culture facility. We're going to build some more affordable housing on Page Avenue. There's another big plot of land that we own that we're going to enhance our after-school and summer programs so we can serve more children. So it's about placemaking writ large, including important anchors like a grocery store.
So it's part of a whole sort of way of thinking and developing that is not limited to just one place, obviously. But when it comes to making a case for building a grocery store, so I understand that one of the reasons the new owners of Save-A-Lot said that they were going to pull out was about the sales. So, I mean, is it tough to make a case to people in power or those who can make the decisions that putting a grocery store in a spot that has been vacated, that's a good idea?
So here's what I know. Chris Goodson, who's the owner of Fields, is a good guy. He's been a regional leader in a lot of different ways, from his development work to his work on the police commission, and again, appointing judges as well. So again, he's a community-minded guy, but he's a capitalist and he wants to make money. Mm-hmm. I did not ask Chris to come to our community and lose money. What I asked him to do is what kind of support do you need to come here? And to provide a good product at a good price and great customer service for our community, because that's what they deserve. Mm-hmm. So we had lots of back and forth conversations about, the grocery store business is historically a small margin business, and it's hard to make it go. So what we've said to Fields is this: we won't charge you any rent. But here's what we'll do. You reach your profit point, a point that you says this makes economic sense for the investment we're making in this community, and everything else above that we split. So the idea here is if Fields is successful, that means the community has a win for the grocery store, and we as the owner of the building and the developer derive some of the financial gains as well. So it's really telling people, let's think about the economics of places like the 24-1 footprint, and there are so many across the region that, again, we have lots of problems. Nobody in our community is starving. They just don't have access to good, healthy food at a good price. If you offer that to them, I promise you they're going to spend their money there. You offer good customer service, they will spend their money there. And for us, it's about creating the opportunity not only for folks in Pagedale and some of the surrounding communities, but there's even some neighboring communities where folks, quite frankly, have strong incomes and choose to go to places like Pasadena Hills and Belnor and Greendale. They're all part of the same geography. I need and want those folks to come here and spend their money there. They travel a long way to get to the closest nooks. Come to this store, leave your money in community, invest in this space and place. Because if this place, and this is all part of our Once and For All campaign as well, if St. Louis is going to be who we all want it to be, strong, vibrant, and healthy into the future, we have to invest in the people and places that we've left behind for so long. And the idea of supporting this grocery store in a community like ours that doesn't have a grocery store is going to be a key part of that longitudinal success.
What are some of the upgrades that people can expect to see when they walk into Fields Foods, which opens on March 7th?
March 7th it is. Save a Lot's brand was a discount, and it was kind of bare bones. So the store used to be, quite frankly, just a big giant box with some fancy refrigeration systems. What we have now at Fields is we have a deli counter, we have hot food service, we have a small little cafe where you can sit and have a cup of coffee as well. If you've ever been to any of the stores, particularly the one in Lafayette Square, it's going to mirror that store exactly. The sizes are just about the same relative to the square footage of the floor. I think for those who haven't been to a Fields, and I know in the region a whole bunch of folks haven't.
I have not.
You're gonna, so you drive by. So Elena, I'm gonna ask you to stop.
Oh, I will.
It is remarkable. It certainly reminds you of a Schnucks and a Deerbergs, right? Some of the names that we all know so well and are located in different parts of the St. Louis region. So I think our community is going to be absolutely thrilled with what they see when they walk into the store.
So what have people said to you about the store coming in that shows that they're ready for this?
Oh, I just, once the sign went up and the awnings went up, no matter where I go, when's the store opening, Chris? When's the store opening? Everybody wanted to know. And we had some supply chain challenges. We wanted to be open, quite frankly, 30, 45 days faster than this. But the world did not allow that to happen. But we're thrilled with being open, and people are really excited. It's going to be a big party when it first opens. So again, folks are excited because they know that their community is on the rise, that are good things are happening. We just need to see more of it. A grocery store is a wonderful thing in and of itself. It's not going to change a community, but if it's part of a larger, intentional, comprehensive effort that's driven by the voice of the people that live there, we think great things can happen not only for this community, but we think it's a bellwether for the entire region, and we're hoping that if we can keep proving success in our community, that we can replicate in other parts of the region as well.
And very quickly in this last minute, what else is Beyond Housing working on?
So we're about to start building 36 new homes in Pagedale, in a 3 or 4 block radius of the grocery store. We're about to partner with the Housing Authority of St. Louis County and pick up a 114-unit townhouse project in Pine Lawn. Here, I'll give you a news break. Sometime later today, we're going to announce that Ameren has made a $1 million commitment to our work. A 5-year, $1 million commitment. So breaking news here.
We love that. Thank you.
There. You beat everybody to the punch. My marketing people are going to be mad at me, but that's okay. I'm here. And then we just got a $3 million grant from the Federal Home Loan Bank of Des Moines as well. We're going to rehab another 150 owner-occupied existing homes in our footprint, and we're now coordinating all the wraparound services for the Normandy Schools Collaborative. So a lot of great work happening, a lot of challenges still left in front of us, but we're excited about where we're at and where we're going.
Well, it sounds like 2023 is looking like a really great year for not just Pagedale, but the 24-1 community.
The entire community. We got a lot of exciting things going on, and quite frankly, this community deserves to have nothing but good things happen.
Well, we will see you. I will see you at...
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Come see us,
I'll
Elaine.
send
Come
you a
see us,
little
Elaine.
text before I go
Do
out
that.
there so I can actually meet you.
Love that.
Chris Kremeyer is the longtime CEO of Beyond Housing, a community development nonprofit that focuses on 24 municipalities in North St. Louis County. He spoke with us about the upcoming opening of a Fields Foods grocery store in Pagedale, which lost its only supermarket in 2021 and has got a good one coming in. Chris, thank you for being here, and best of luck with the new addition to the community.
Thanks, Elaine.
This episode was produced by Maya Norfleet.
Our production intern is Avery Rogers.
Audio engineering and podcast design by Aaron Dorr.
Our executive producer is Alex Hoyer.
St. Louis on the Air is a production of St. Louis Public Radio. Understanding starts here.
Our podcast proudly supports St. Louis artists by using music from Life Creative Group.
Do you find yourself regularly listening to episodes of St. Louis on the Air? Suggest us to a friend you think might enjoy our conversations, and leave us a review and rating on Apple Podcasts on the App Store. It's the simplest way to help people discover our show. Thank you.
St. Louis Public Radio is a member-supported service of the University of Missouri St. Louis.
Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association, saluting Earth Day on April 22nd with an ongoing commitment to help offset carbon emissions with sustainable harvesting of Missouri forests. Details at choosewood.com.